4x minus 5 minus x squared is equal to q minus bracket x plus p, all squared, where p and q are integers. Part A, find the value of p and the value of q. Part B, calculate the discriminant of 4x minus 5 minus x squared. On the axes on page 17, sketch the curve with equation y equals 4x minus 5 minus x squared, showing clearly the coordinates of any points where the curve crosses the coordinate axes. So there's the question, and I've summarized it here. So we need to first of all write this in this form and find p and q where they're integers. So to make our lives a bit easier, I'm going to write this round the other way to start with then. So part A, so here. So I'm going to write this, flip the minus all the way through it. So we've got x squared minus 4x plus 5. And I can see that that will equal x. Half of this is minus 2 squared. X minus 2 squared. And then there's a plus 4 comes out. We need 5, so we need one more. So if I minus all the way through now, I'll be able to write minus of this, minus this object will equal q minus x plus p squared. That implies q is equal to minus 1 and p is equal to minus 2. So we found p and q then. Part B, calculate the discriminant of this. So we can just work this out directly. B. So the answer, the discriminant, is equal to, we've got a, b and c. So it's b squared, which is the 4. So that's 4 squared. Minus 4 times a, which is the number of x squared, which is minus 1. Times c, which is the constant, which is minus 5. And it's b squared minus 4ac. So what do we get? 16. 3 minuses make a minus, and 4 5s are 20. So the discriminant is minus 4. So there are no roots then to this quadratic equation. Okay, so C, sketch this curve. Then there's no roots showing the axis cutting point. So there's no roots. It's a negative x squared curve, and it looks like minus 1 minus this object here. So we can use this information to draw it then. So I'm just going to do it informally and not use... So let's paste in an axis then, just to do a little sketch on it. So here's the axis I've drawn in, and we want to draw this curve here. We've already said it was minus x squared terms, wasn't it? So it's an n-shaped curve. We know that it doesn't have any roots, so it's an n-shaped curve that doesn't cross the x-axis then so far. But if we look here more closely, we can see that this is always negative because it's squared. So the maximum value must be minus 1, and it happens when x is 2, isn't it? 'Cause you get a 0 here. So when x is 2, it has a maximum value of minus 1. So here's our maximum. And when x is 0 then, here, we'll just get minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5. So we can just sketch it. I'm going to use dashed lines because it's hard to draw with a digital pen, like so, as you can see. So I'm just going to change this shape over here, just slightly, so that it looks more natural. So there's the quadratic curve then, and we can label it y is equal to, now use the original form, 4x minus 5 minus x squared. So let's look back at the question to check that we've answered it. Sketch this showing the axes cutting points. So this point here would be 0, minus 5, and that's the only axis cutting point, isn't it? There.